I'm about to get into a rant here. This video might be short, but I have to rant. I have to rant about the Scottish Cup final. Why? Just why? Why can't Rangers score a legitimate goal against Celtic without VAR finding an excuse to disallow it? This is getting ridiculous now. This is actually ridiculous. What do Rangers have to do to score a legitimate goal against them? Like, what do we actually have to do? The ball comes in, right? There's a bit of argy-bargy in the box. Celtic players, you can see from a picture, there's at least 3 or 4 Celtic players holding Rangers players on, what a finish, on the goal line, right? Raskin is basically being German suplexed by Greg Taylor before he gets anywhere near Joe Hart. Seema puts it in, right? And then it's disallowed for a push on Joe Hart. A push. Are you taking the mick? That's just argy-bargy in the box. It happens at every set piece. And yet they're using argy-bargy as an excuse to protect the keeper and say, you can't touch the goalkeeper, he's going for the ball. Like, it's pathetic. And then Celtic fans are like, oh, well, you can't push someone in the back. Did you miss in the first half when Dujon Sterling was literally shoved over and nothing was done about it? Literally, Dujon Sterling was shoved over in the first half. Literally shoved. Nothing was done about it. It's an absolute joke. Like, someone in the first half, literally, just 2 hands on his back, full on shoved him over off the ball, and nothing was done about it. Not even a free kick. Didn't go to VAR. Nothing. It's a joke. And then Raskin so much as, like, this is what I hate. Keepers are too protected these days. You can't breathe on them. Remember in a match a few years ago, Liverpool Man United, Firmino had a goal disallowed because he apparently pushed David De Gea. I mean, Liverpool won that match anyway and battered them. I mean, we could have been 3-0 up at half time. But that's beside the point. Thing is, goalkeepers are too protected. You can't breathe on them nowadays without going to VAR and think, oh, yep, he touched the keeper. Goal's disallowed. Like, there was nothing wrong with the goal. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then, after the goal, right, Dujon Sterling makes a perfect tackle, and it's a free kick to Celtic in a dangerous position that he's given a yellow card. For an absolutely perfect tackle. I don't care what anyone says, right? I don't care what anyone says, right? At this point, it's got to the point where these decisions are so ridiculous that I'm starting to think this league is rigged. Genuinely. Like, in the last year alone, Rangers have had 4 goals. Like, we scored 6 goals against Celtic in the last year, right? 4 of them have been disallowed. 4 of them. Actually, no, hang on. It's not 6. It's about 7 or 8. But that should tell you how ridiculous it is. 4 of our goals against Celtic have been disallowed. All 4 goals have been disallowed. Were unfairly disallowed, by the way. The first one, Morelos, was a parkhead. Put Rangers 1-0 up and it was disallowed for no reason at all. Roof puts Rangers 1-0 up at Ibrox in September and it's disallowed for no reason at all. Then, in the derby at Ibrox, the 3-3, Dessers had a goal disallowed for a foul 15 seconds before from a different pan of play. Oh, I thought that was missing. Oh, come on. Yeah. Celtic fans are all, I don't even know. Basically, Dessers had a goal disallowed at Ibrox for a foul on, was it Iwata? There was no foul. It was literally just, it was the same thing as Silva's penalty that Celtic fans said wasn't a penalty despite being kicked in the thigh. Celtic fans are like, oh, he got the ball. What, so just because your foot makes contact with the ball, you're allowed to basically kick someone in the leg and get away with it? But oh no, his foot touched the ball, so that makes it a perfectly clean tackle. Can I do this? I might be able to do this. Keeper's coming out. Nope. Why does he save everything? And then 15 seconds later, in a different plan of play, Rangers put it in, and then they go all the way back to that foul and use it as an excuse to get it disallowed, and Celtic get a 3-3 draw. Rangers would have won that match 4-3, by the way, if that goal was allowed. Absolute joke. Like, referees are a joke in this country. They're an absolute joke. I don't know what the Rangers have to do to score a legitimate goal against Celtic. Like, we literally can't make contact. If we score a goal, we basically have to hope that we don't make contact with a Celtic player whatsoever in any way, just to make sure that it is given as a legitimate goal. Because, like, all of those goals that was disallowed, there was nothing wrong with them. And yet Celtic fans, the same fans who said Alistair Johnston kicking Silva in the thigh wasn't a foul, are now perfectly fine with Joe Hart dramatically falling over at the slightest contact to get a goal disallowed. Said, "Oh, I was pushed. No, there was contact in the box. You can't expect no one to touch you just because you're a goalkeeper. Like, seriously, Joe, you're not God. They're not just going to protect you and not touch you just because you're a goalkeeper. This is ridiculous. Like, this league is actually ridiculous. Like, what do Rangers have to do at this point to score a legitimate goal against Celtic without it getting ruled out for the slightest contact? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a joke. And then I've checked Twitter, right, and all that. All the Celtic fans, most of them are perfectly adamant that it was a foul. Most of them think it was a foul. You can't put two hands on the back. You can't push him in the back. What about Dujon Sterling then, the first half? Conveniently, none of them have anything to say about that. And they're all like, "Oh, well, what about the two legitimate penalties we were turned down? What about the handball by Ben Davis?" What, the one where the ball was headed at... What? You mean the one where the ball was headed at his hand from 2 feet away by Kyogo? The ball was literally flicked onto his hand. How's he meant to react? How do you expect him to get out of the way in time? Go on. Oh! Nice. I can't even remember what the other legitimate penalty was that they were complaining about. I can't even remember. There was one where they said Kyogo challenging for the ball with two other Rangers players and missing. Celtic fans are saying it should have been a penalty because they didn't make... Like, does every tiny little bit of contact have to be a foul? Every little bit of contact. Like, this is a joke. This is an actual joke at this point. It is genuinely... It is ridiculous. Like, someone tell me, what do Rangers have to do to score legit... I've said this multiple times in this video. What do Rangers have to do to score a legitimate goal against Celtic without it getting disallowed for the slightest foul? It is an absolute joke at this point. Sorry. Microphone disconnected. Come on, Ibrahimovic, come on, score. Ah. As soon as it gets to the last 10 seconds, I can't score for some reason. Good ball in. Usually shots that go in, for some reason, in the last few seconds, don't go in. There we go. Anyway, that's enough ranting. I'm going to go and... I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll see you next time.